How you do one thing is how you do everything. I'm sure you heard it before. I heard it myself before, and I, at the time, did not really understand, I think, fully what that meant. And what that means is that every opportunity is an opportunity for you to act as if. But if you don't know who you are, and especially if you don't know who you want to be, what character do you want to be? It doesn't matter. You want to be the doctor, you want to be the lawyer, do you want to be an influencer, do you want to be McDonald's manager, do you want to open up your own franchise? What is it? What character do you want? There's going to be levels to this whole thing of developing your character. And there are stars out in the universe, just like in Mario. What is that? Mario Brothers, the party Super Mario or whatever. And just like, those stars, you have to go through challenges and you have to go through the game. And sometimes you get to move 7 steps forward, if you shake the dice and you get a 7. And sometimes you don't get to move at all, or sometimes you get thrown back, to the beginning. But nonetheless, so long as you don't quit, so long as you don't give up, you always make it to the end. Now, does that mean you always get the star? Well, maybe not. Not that game, but maybe you play another one. Maybe you level up again. Maybe on the next one you get it. When you first start playing the game, as opposed to playing the game against someone who's, been playing it for 10 years, you're probably not going to do so good, especially in those mini games. You got to level up first. You got to practice. You got to gain skills. You got to gain knowledge. And the reason I started this video with how you do, like, one thing is how you do everything, is because in order to level up, you have to act as if now. You cannot think that the abundance is going to change your state of being. This is who you are. And so you must live like that in every moment. Let's say you have an opportunity, and you have an opportunity to go meet up with a girl in a hotel, or a guy if you're a woman, right? Whatever. And who knows what happens, right? But just whatever that leads to, like, that's your option. And your other option is maybe you want to be a content creator, or you want to work on getting your PhD. And the other option is studying or making content, or doing whatever it is, studying on making content, or actually physically making the content. Obviously, actions are always going to elicit the best results because that's how you learn the quickest, I believe. But those two options are going to be available all the time. Things like that. And so acting as if is going to teach your brain and strengthen the neurons that you want to fire and wire together. And every time you make decisions that are in alignment with who you're trying to become, it sends this, like, electrical shock. It's like if you've ever seen neurons, like, the brain rewiring itself, trying to find new connections. It's in there trying to find it. Essentially, you can look at it like the quantum field in your mind, making these new synapses, so that, like, when the synapses happen, when the neurons connect, and you make that new synapse that has never been performed before in your mind, it's the energetic frequency from the quantum field that's coming in and actually collapsing form for you to become aware of it now. It's there. It's always in your, like, everything is already within you. It's just up to you to take the actions and make the decisions. So you must always be, you must always act. Whatever you do, or excuse me, however you do one thing is how you do everything. Because what happens over time is that your mind forgets and your body becomes the knower. It knows it better than your mind, and you're just on automatic mode. If you think about your average morning, it's probably pretty much the same always. And that's great. If that routine works for you and you're happy in life and that's exactly who you want to be, then it's fine. Nothing is inherently wrong. Your life, if you want to be the McDonald's person, if you want to be the CEO, if you want to be whatever it is you want to do, you do you. Live and let live. I applaud you if you can get up and create something for yourself, and better yet, something beyond yourself, something for the world. It doesn't matter who you want to be. That's up to you. Not the world, not your mom, not your sister, not your grandparents, not your kids. You. You, and only you have the power to make that decision. Who do you want to be? And if you truly want to embody it, then it doesn't matter where you are in life right now. Opportunities are going to come, and you must act as if. So it doesn't matter if you're in a 9 to 5. You still need to act as if in every moment that you can as the person you want to be. So let's say on lunch, what do? Do you doom scroll on social media if you're at your 9 to 5? Or do you study? Or do you make content? Or do you try to write scripts? Or what do you do that the version of you who you're trying to become is presented this opportunity? You get 30 minutes. What are you going to do on lunch? Most people just doom scroll. You could read a book. You could educate yourself. You could make a phone call. Who are you being? And the closer you get to this beingness, right? The closer you get to becoming something new, right when you're on this precipice, you are going to be just disillusioned. You're not going to really know what is real and what's not, because you are essentially dying. You're experiencing this death. You're experiencing the unknown. And, you're not fully who you are yet, and you're no longer who you used to be, and you're in this dead, empty space, basically. And you're going to question if this version is real. And this version over here is going to say, nah, it's not real. It's not real. Get back in the familiar. And then opportunities are still going to present themselves, and you got to choose. Do you go to that hotel, or do you act as if? Do you make the content? Do you get better sleep? Do you choose yourself? Do you go to the gym instead of going out? Do you make the chicken breasts and sweet potato, or do you eat the pizza? All of these things. Whatever you do is who you are. And so it doesn't matter if you're at your 9 to 5, or if you're in the shower, or if you're at the gym, or you're with your friends, or you're with your partner, or you're with your parents. How do you want to be? Are you able to take the mask off and say, hey, each and every one of you may have a different perception of me, but this is who I truly am. And if you accept it, great. And if not, that's not a me thing, that's a you thing. This is who I truly am, and I'm going to act as if now. I am no longer going to stand in line with who's in front of me, because that isn't conducive in getting me to where I want to go. Becoming something new means in every moment, you need to become aware of what the moment is presenting you. Because you are going to be offered the old self and the new self continually. And the more times that you pick actions that are in alignment with this new becoming, that is what is going to start showing up in your life. You're going to start getting thoughts that are in alignment with this new being. Maybe it's a new idea. Maybe it's a new friend request. Maybe it's a new DM. Maybe it's a new microphone. Maybe whatever it may be. As I progress, you're starting to see things kind of fall in line for me now, where I've kind of figured out my content and how I want it to be and how I want it to be portrayed. I'm using this microphone right here because I was using this Shure mic off here, this real nice expensive $500 or I think $300 mic or whatever it was. And I was like, but something was still off. And I'm just going on the journey. I'm leveling up. And I realized, well, what do I want to do? I want to help teach my body and teach myself, what is it to talk with a microphone and hold a microphone, and how far away should I have it from my mouth? As I go through the audios, someone commented on a video and said something like, hey man, your mic is on stereo. I can only hear it coming through the right channel. And I was like, great, learning opportunity. Now I double check, make sure I'm on mono, make sure you're getting both signals, things like that. It's just this journey, but I'm also doing something subconsciously. Believe it or not, I'm standing up here, and as I'm looking into this camera, I'm trying to teach my body what it feels like to be on stage, to talk to people, because that's where I'm going. That's what I do. 2025, I'm going to be doing retreats and seminars. And it's because I believe the in-person connection will never, or the digital connection, I should say, will never outperform a physical connection, ever. And so I believe being in person matters. But what I've learned in life is you can create anything you want for yourself. And I've figured out, I guess, a blueprint on how to become something new, how to actually shift and change. And I've seen things in my own life where I can actively observe when things are happening. Just like I was explaining to you with my content, and how, when I first started doing content, I just started with my phone because that's all I could do. I was giving myself too much pressure with having to set this gear up and make the video and all do it all crisp and talking head and all this stuff. And I said, fuck it. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to, whenever I feel inclined to make a video, I set myself a goal, which was Monday, Friday, or excuse me, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and sometimes Sundays if I can. And that was it. And that's all I gave myself. And I've honored that. Now it's just become such a built-in behavior. It's just who I am. It's just who I am. And I enjoy doing it. And every single video, I'm going to get better and better and better. And if you are here with me right now watching this content, you are probably already witnessing the evolution. Because that's how it works. If you look at my first YouTube banner to what it is now, it went through its own transformation. Becoming something new is a metamorphosis. And there are things that you can do through this metamorphosis that I have learned through my own transformation and through my own spiritual awakening that I'm here to share now, and I'm ready to share. And so if you feel like I'm providing you enough value, I would appreciate you being a part of this community and being a part of this channel, because I'm on a journey. That's it. And I'm trying to just teach you what I've learned and teach you what I'm learning as I progress through my own. So remember how important your action is in every moment. If you want to know how close you are to becoming, you will be more aware of opportunities that are in alignment with who this person is. And if you're not seeing the opportunities come, it's because you are more in alignment with the old self, the familiar self, and the old stories yet that you are allowing the script to say for you. And you're going to have to go into mindfulness and some meditation. You're going to have to schedule one-on-one coaching calls with someone like me so that we can get to the root of the issue and what story's actually being said. You're not going to be able to do it without being able to go beyond the analytical mind and shift your energy. I can promise you that. I've tried. I thought I was too good too. I thought, I don't need no coach. I know what I can research it on my own. Trust me. In transformation and in life, and as you progress, you will always once you get to a certain point, you will always realize that there will be a mentor or someone, a coach or something that aligns in your life. And you're going to feel skeptical about it at first because your ego is trying to basically keep you safe because it's unfamiliar, and it's thinking, okay, if I do this one-on-one with this person, like that could be the death of me. And so it's going to try and trick you into thinking that it's not the right thing, whether it's me or anyone else. If you feel that calling, I urge you to follow that. Most of my breakthroughs came from hiring coaches or spending one-on-one time with someone who was already further along than I was in simply just understanding. So I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you being a part of this community and continuing to follow along. Action is telling the field who you are, and it doesn't matter the moment. That's all that exists. Pay attention to the opportunities, and then get real honest with who you want to become. If you don't know who you want to be, you are never going to be able to take aligned actions. You will be in denial, you will think you are the victim, and your life will never change. I appreciate you being here.